My name is Macheila, and my project is on anemia. So, anemia is the lack of oxygen being circulated throughout your body. And this occurs when you aren't intaking enough iron um, or other essential nutrients that are needed to produce red blood cells. Mainly hemoglobin, which is the protein that carries the oxygen from the lungs to the rest of the body. So if you aren't producing enough red blood cells, you aren't producing enough hemoglobin. So your body isn't able to transport that oxygen from your lungs to the rest of your body. And anemia can happen to anyone. The anemia that will occur most among like the general population is diet related, so iron deficiency and vitamin deficiency. There are other types of anemia that certain populations can be susceptible to. Yeah. So what causes anemia? Like I said before, you're not getting enough nutrients. That's the poor diet. Other big reasons are blood loss. You're not able to produce enough red blood cells, and your red blood cells are dying quicker than they can be produced. Those are the main reasons. Other reasons could be heavy periods, pregnancy, and there's also blood disorders such as sickle cell anemia, which is genetic. And there's also diseases that can lead to anemia, such as cancer, liver, kidney, and thyroid diseases, just to name a few. So different types of anemia. You have iron deficiency and vitamin deficiency. As I said before, you have hemoglobin S, which is the name for sickle cell anemia. Excessive bleeding, which blood loss or like periods, pregnancy, that kind of thing. Diseases, as I mentioned, cancer, kidney, liver, and thyroid diseases. Hemolytic anemia, that is where the red blood cells are dying faster than they can be reproduced in the body, so you're not producing enough. Yeah. And then aplastic anemia, that is where the bone marrow isn't producing enough red blood cells in your body. These are the main types of anemia, but there are other types as well. So symptoms, so what to look for: feeling dizzy, weak, chest pain, headaches, irregular heartbeat, feeling cold, pale skin, and shortness of breath. So if you have a lot of those symptoms, you may want to go to the doctor and get tested. On that note, there's a lot of different tests to see if you have anemia. Now, there are a variety of tests, and each kind of specialize in a small, like maybe a different type of anemia. So for example, you have vitamin B test and iron test. If you had a iron deficiency or vitamin deficiency, you might want to get those tests. You have, if you potentially have aplastic anemia, you might get the bone marrow test. There is like the blood smear. So all these tests are looking at some component of your blood. That's the biggest thing. And you must get tested. You must go get to the doctor and get tested to confirm that you have anemia before you say you do and start taking your own steps to try to treat it. So, treatments. If it is a vitamin deficiency, you can take B12 supplements. Now, you can get that from like off the counter or over the counter, and it's found in just your multivitamins. That's okay to take on your own. I take multivitamins just to make sure I'm getting enough of my micronutrients. There's iron supplements. This, you should be careful. You shouldn't take iron supplements unless your doctor recommends it. There's also blood transplants and bone marrow transplants for like the aplastic anemia. And preventing anemia. You can only prevent the iron and vitamin deficiencies because the others, you don't really have much control over it, whereas your diet you do. So to prevent getting a diet-related anemia, just make sure you're eating a lot of foods that contain iron, vitamin B12, and folic acid, all of which are parts of red blood cells. But yeah, so my activity is a kind of matching game. So I have these little cards in the shape of red blood cells, and they all have a like phrase on it that indicates like one of these different categories. So like a cause, a type, symptom, test, treatment, and prevention. So there are 6 of these cards, and basically all you do is read the card and decide which category it fits in. And there are paper clips, so all you do is like slip it on the paper clip. So the first one is my doctor recommends I take B12 vitamins. This would be a treatment. And the next one is my chemotherapy is affecting my blood cell production. This would be a cause. I'm going to the doctor to check my B12 and iron levels. This would be a test. I don't eat meat, so I eat other foods to make sure I get enough iron and B12. This would be prevention. I'm feeling dizzy a lot. This would be a symptom. And the last one, I have sickle-shaped blood cells. This would be a type of anemia, sickle cell anemia. And my takeaway is a little red blood cell that it says there are several foods you can eat to avoid diet-related anemia. So like I mentioned, for the prevention. And so it gives different types of foods such as meats, dairy, nuts, dried fruits, and dark green leafy vegetables. So that's my takeaway.